Hello everybody, Dead Spikes here. Today I'm making a video talking about my level 65 Zane build I am currently running that is working great for mobbing and bossing. I'll probably make some more builds down the road that are more proficient in each one to make it quicker for bossing or mobbing, but this one does both fairly well at level 65. I'm hoping this is the last level cap. I'm not actually sure yet, but let's just check out this build. In case you've never watched one of my build videos, I'm going to showcase you with some gameplay to try to persuade you to use that build, and then I'm going to go over a very in-depth guide on everything that I run and why I run it. Let's get into it. So, we're pulling up first to Evil Lilith to show a little bit of gameplay here. We won't go through the full kill because her midsection is really annoying, but we are on Mayhem 10, and check out that damage that we did. It is quite impressive. If you've fought this boss before, you should know she's extremely tanky, especially on Mayhem 10. And this boss build slash mobbing build is going to shred right through her with the right modifiers. Let's just get to this half stage real quick here. Where's she gonna go? Right there. And bang! There you go. Here we go. We got another great showcase on the Runer. See what we can do with him with this Zane build. Mayhem 10. Getting some decent damage in. Got our clone back, gotta use that. Alright, let's go jump into the air, get a few more shots off. There we go, look at that. That's what we're looking for. And that is the Runer right there. Alright, here we are in the Guardian takedown. Let's do some showcasing here with this build. This is a really annoying part with all the shield guys, so I figured it'd be fun to showcase it. I take out some of these buddy systems quick. Alright, there we go. Now we can do some damage. That clone do pretty much all the work up there. Look at him just destroying those guys. I'm so glad they buffed the clone. Like, he is so amazing right now. Just watch and go. Hit that 2 mil right there. Almost got this one done already. Try to defend him. Get that guy off him right there. Buff with him quick. Get him out of there. Looks like that one is done. We'll put him over here to bait some more enemies. Get this crystal going. Keep killing some guys. Light show doesn't have that long of range, so we gotta let him get closer a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Just shredding right through these wraiths. I think we're gonna swap Digiclone onto this side. Bait a little bit better. Since we got Sentinel Cryo, we don't even have to switch weapons to take care of armor. This badass, we don't have to worry about too much. We're just gonna go right through him like he's nothing. There we go. Badasses ain't nothing compared to this build. And that's the second crystal almost done right there. Just finishing her up. Now we can jump onto the third crystal. Get our Digiclone over here. Oh, wait, did that not finish? It didn't finish. Hold up. I gotta finish that quick. I thought for sure it finished. It looked like it was white because there's someone in there. That's what it was.
It's possible you picked the wrong battle.
There we go. Now it finished. Alright. Now let's go up here. But you can see it's pretty easy to defend a Digiclone on these things.
You should back away.
He can just bait in front while you can just sit on it and kill stuff. Keep getting a Digiclone. Just gotta kill a few enemies on the side, basically. As long as you're dealing damage and he's dealing damage, you both stay alive pretty good. Seeing dead's gonna keep your action skill up 100% of the time. Never have to worry about re-putting them out. We're almost done here. Alright, just let Digiclone take all the work. I don't have to do nothing. Here we go. Pop. Get some ammo up here real quick. And there we go. We finished all 3. I think it's time to go over the build now. All right, here we go. I just showed you guys some gameplay. Hopefully that impressed you a little bit and makes you want to check out this build. So first, we're going to go over all of our gear that we are running on this build, and then we'll go over the specs and then Mayhem modifiers. All right, so first off, our weapon loadout that we are running. I don't really ever switch this at all. I'll be playing around with some different weapons here and there, but for right now, this build does everything just fine, so I like it just the way it is. For the first weapon, I'm using the Powerhouse Convergence. This is a new weapon from DLC 4. This shotgun is amazing. I killed Grave Ward in about 3 magazines, I believe, of it, which was quite impressive. This is like a Feebert on steroids. I highly recommend you to get this weapon. It is great for ad clearing for some bosses, but yeah, it's really nice. This is kind of like my armor weapon when I run into enemies that have armor based. I know it doesn't make sense because it only shoots non-element, but it has Sentinel Cryo on it, and the crit damage of this weapon is insane. So once you try it out, I think you'll understand why it's amazing. Next, I'm using the Complex Root. I know this thing was nerfed, but it is still quite impressive, as you saw on the Runer. This is a really good weapon. I highly suggest you use it. This is what I use on the final boss of DLC 4, a Fire One, a Sentinel Cryo. It handles him all right. That boss still kind of sucks, but this is good for really big bosses with big crit spots is where I use this Complex Root. This is also what I use on some of the larger tanky enemies, kind of like the Malawan Takedown tanks that are throughout it, or Wotan himself. This works very great for both of them while it's on the Cryo version. Next I have the Fire Light Show. This is one of my favorite weapons in the game now. This weapon is just amazing. This is a DLC 3 pistol. It just deals a crazy amount of damage. It's like the Dictator got super buffed and turned into this. I know the Monarch happened, and the Monarch's kind of like the middle child. So it started with the Dictator, and then it went to the Monarch, and then the Light Show came out, and it is a powerhouse and probably the best DPS weapon I have found with Zane so far. So I highly recommend you to get one. It's farmed from DLC 3, so go check that out. I also use a shock one. So I actually use a fire and a shock one on the same build. You saw me using that shock one on those Guardians. It destroys pretty good. When you have Sentinel Cryo on it, it's going to let you take care of a lot more elements than just what it's made for. So for the shock one, as you noticed, I was able to take out armor and shields quite proficiently. I highly recommend you to get a fire and shock one. For my shield, I'm using this new shield. It's called the Plus Ultra. It's really awesome shield. The reason I wanted to start using it is because it says 25% chance to absorb bullets as ammo and increase action skill cooldown rate by 30% for several seconds. There's a hidden stat about this shield that I didn't know about that gives you a bunch of health too. Check this out, okay? So when I go out of here, I have 47,000 health. Now if I swap this to another shield, let's just go to the old god. I'm at 21,000, and that takes away some health, doesn't it? Yeah, it takes away minus 10% health. All right, we'll go to a normal shield. So my normal health is 23,000. But when I throw on this Plus Ultra right here, it's going to double my health. I didn't switch. Come on, game. There we go. That's going to double my health, which is great for Zane because he's more of a health character than a shield character. So the Plus Ultra is a very good shield, and I highly recommend you to farm one and use it. It's also from DLC 4. For my grenade, I am using a Clonian Hex. I'm using it for the on-action skill and gain 50% bonus cryo damage for 10 seconds. You don't have to use that. A normal good grenade for mobbing is the Stormfront, having the weapon, grenade, and action skill damage increase by 25% on grenade throw. That is really great to have as long as you're going to keep your Digi and Sentinel up the whole time. But if you are going to be bossing, this anointment's really great. That's why I have that on my Plus Ultra as well. Plus, it's great while you're in mobbing. If there's a really tanky badass or something that you want to kill, you just kill your clone, and you'll get both of these damage increases, and you'll be extremely overpowered. It's great. I'm using a Seen Dead. 2 in playing dirty is the most important part. The other 3 don't matter too much, but Donnybrook I think is preferred. Magazine size is my favorite stat of this, but it's pretty much a perfect rolled one right there. For my relic, I still haven't upgraded this, but this one works great. I'm using a cut purse launch pad. That is very important that it has both of those words. Now, the way that this works is on melee, I'm going to get ammo back into my magazine, or not my magazine, my reserves. And when I slam, I'm going to launch homing rockets. Now, those homing rockets count as melee for some reason. So every time a homing rocket will hit an enemy, it'll give you ammo into your reserves. So whenever you're running low on ammo, it's nice to just do that and get your ammo back. If you play Mayhem 10 a lot, you should know that you run out of ammo quite a bit. So I highly recommend this relic right here. Some other relics that I really like is the Snowdrift Victory Rush right here that you'll notice. With magazine size, SMG damage, and movement speed. I really need to farm for a better launch pad. But this Victory Rush is my favorite relic for mobbing other than this cut purse launch pad when I need ammo. So you want a good damage relic, get that Snowdrift Victory Rush. Also, DLC 2 Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge is amazing for bossing. It's amazing for ad clearing. I highly suggest you get one of these. It's a guaranteed thing from the story. If you want rolls on the bottom, you should go for what I have there. It's magazine size and fire rate. There you go. If you want any of this gear that I have here, by the way, in my stream, I do give out gear to you guys just for hanging out. So I recommend you to stop by the stream. It's in the pinned comment down below. Ask me how you can get some free loot, and I will teach you. It's pretty great. I can send all of this stuff to your mailbox. Anyways, let's keep going with the build. We're going to the next section, into the skill tree. All right, 65 points into the skill tree is pretty crazy. We get to do a lot of stuff here. So we're going to start with the blue tree. We have pretty much every single thing bottomed. I mean, look at this. This is almost every single thing. Let's check out our class mod so we can see what we actually have going on here. The only things we're missing is we're missing 4 points in salvation and 2 points of good misfortune, just because we do not need any more points in those skills at all. But blue tree is really where all of Zane's damage comes into play. So that's why I'm full all out putting points into there. I'm probably going to make a barrier build at some point, but since we don't have a barrier build, there's no green tree being used at all. That's all support style stuff, which we don't need when we're such an aggressive Zane build like this. And red tree, this is what we got going for us. Mostly just damaging skills. Not a whole lot of support skills at all here, other than the big passives that the clone can get. Doppelbanger is amazing because the clone actually does damage now. So when you give him your light show, he's just gonna murder stuff as good as you are. This is one of my favorite skills right here. He's gonna get movement speed per action skill that he has up, and yeah, it works pretty good. For my passives on my Digiclone, I really like to run Which One's Real and Doppelbanger. Doppelbanger is just amazing because you can blow up your clone to get your action skill ends, anointments that you are running at that time. So I highly recommend to run that, and you'll notice that in a lot of that gameplay, I do kill my clone just to get some extra damage, especially on bosses. On my Sentinel, I like to run Bad Dose and Static Field just for those little passives that Sentinel's giving me, because he's not much of a damaging thing, so you don't want to really run the damage arguments, in my opinion. You want to run more of the passives to give you some extra support. Now we'll go over my Mayhem modifiers. These help out a lot getting the right rolls that you want. These aren't exactly the best rolls at all. I should switch them up, and I will be eventually. But this is what I was running with for the video, in case you were curious. Just some extra gun damage there. The biggest thing I recommend you guys to not do is do the one that will kill you right away instead of going in and fight for your life. That one's, I think it's called Roguelite. Yeah, don't do Roguelite. That's not a very good one. I normally like to run with Big Head mode right here, but sadly it messes up Graveward and he's hard to kill when that's on. There you go, that's what I got going on. The radiation infused wasn't good for me either because I have a lot of radiation that's coming into play. But if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. I'll answer them as soon as I can to the best of my knowledge. If you enjoyed this video or it helped you out at all, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It does help me. If you'd like to see some more Borderlands tutorials, builds, and guides like this, please subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. This is Bikes out.